Hey guys, former WWE Superstar Hornswoggle here, and you are watching TheMan Games. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, follow this channel, like this video, and let us know in the comments below. See, this is why WWE didn't let me talk. I'm not very good at it. But let us know in the comments below if you're loving all of this great content and what you want to see next. Take care.
Hello and welcome to TheMan Games. We are doing our review of last night's Elimination Chamber. I'm actually quite surprised how much there is actually to talk about, considering there's only, was there 4 matches?
5
matches?
2 Elimination Chambers.
Yeah, there was 5 matches.
Yeah, 5, yeah.
Well, technically 6 in one sense.
Technically 6.
Yeah, I was kind of a bit worried that we wouldn't have a lot to talk about, but I feel like we do have a lot to talk about. Before we get into it though, if it's your first time watching TheMan Games, please subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you do enjoy it, drop us a comment or a question or anything related to the Elimination Chamber. Make sure your notifications turned on so you know when our content goes up on the channel. So the first thing I want to say is how crap is the WWE Network. So obviously we didn't watch it live because obviously we're in the UK. So you go into the network, you click on it, and then it shows you all the matches underneath that they've already happened with like clips. So I already knew who Roman Reigns was going to face because there was a clip of him fighting that person. I mean, look, you didn't see it obviously because you weren't in the room. But it's just like, ever since they changed that network, it's been crap in the UK. I don't know if it's different anywhere else in the world, but
yeah, I feel like we talk about this a lot, don't we?
Yeah, it's just very irritating. Like, it just spoils the show. Like, I like to be surprised in things.
Yeah.
So it kind of took it away a bit. Luckily, you can't see the full show, but I saw that spoilers. Daniel Bryan was facing Roman Reigns, and then I'd seen that Edge came out because it's like in like little like sections.
Yeah.
So that was a bit annoying. So yeah, the first match was the Smackdown Elimination Chamber. So you got Sami, Zayn, Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, and King Corbin. And so
we were surprised that this match was first, weren't we?
Yeah.
Which made us think that there was something big going to happen
in the main event. Yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously we'll get into that a little bit later. So when Sami Zayn comes to the ring, his film crew come with him, but the female referee, I can't remember, she's called Jessica something, I think. She bans them from the area,
inside,
sends them to the back. So why didn't Omos get sent back?
I was just thinking that,
yeah. I was just thinking that as well.
He did, yeah.
Maybe she wasn't the referee for that match. Maybe, I can't remember. So Daniel Bryan and Cesaro start the match off. They have they do like technical wrestling, like what they're good at, what they've been doing on SmackDown recently. Until King Corbin comes out next, he hits a deep 6 onto both men, pretty much straight away. What do you think of Corbin's ring gear? It's been quite the same for some time, but we just watched him in the 2017 Elimination Chamber, and I think he looks better with no hair, but I feel like his older gear looks better than the gear now. It's just too like
what he wears. I've not even paid attention to it.
Well, it's just like tights and then like a vest top. But apparently Vince McMahon doesn't like his stomach. That's why he has to cover it up. That's why Keith Lee wears a singlet thing as well.
Okay.
But you just don't pay attention to it anyway.
I didn't notice I don't care for King Corbin, so I just don't pay attention to him. I did think actually when we were watching this Elimination Chamber and saw Corbin, and I was like, we watched 2017 and look how much just changed.
Yeah, he didn't get as good as the show in here as he did back then.
Which we knew he wouldn't. Yeah.
So Sami Zayn, he was the next person to come out of the pod, but he was refusing to leave the pod.
I liked seeing it, before we get to Sami Zayn coming out. It was actually as well when Sami Zayn had come out, but Jey Uso just sat down in his pod and keep showing clips of it. Obviously once they start doing the countdown, he'll stand up, but then the rest of it just sits back down.
Yeah, well, if you're in a pod for 20 minutes, you can't be expected to stand all the time.
I don't know. I think it's very smart. I like it.
You should take his phone in with him or something.
Should be watching competitors, know what they're doing. Not that they should be doing, but I like the idea of sitting because I feel like that's very sensible.
You should take a phone and he'll knock you and play a bit of Snake while he's waiting.
He used to knock you with Outlast the Chamber.
Yeah, true, yeah. And you could use that phone as a weapon because they're so big as well.
You could.
So, smart thinking. Sami doesn't want to leave his pod. I think is he watching like Bryan and Cesaro or something? Doesn't Bryan like want to do a drop kick to Cesaro while this is happening?
No. So what happens is Sami Zayn won't leave his pod. So then Corbin's at the door like shouting, "Come on!" He's like trying to get him out, and then from behind Ryan does a drop kick and it like crushes Corbin onto the pod, and then Sami Zayn.
The other side of the pod's open, hasn't it?
Yeah, the other side of the pod's open.
And then Cesaro like batters him against.
Yeah, that's it.
The plexiglass.
Plexiglass.
You know when it was first made the Elimination Chamber, that was called bulletproof glass. It was.
Oh, right.
Or bulletproof. I'm sure it's like bulletproof glass or bulletproof plastic or something.
Right.
It's bulletproof, but you see almost rip it off later on.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm sure we've seen people like crash it and smash it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. I just think it's funny. It's bulletproof, but it's not like big man proof.
They're stronger than bullets, you see. Yeah, stronger than bullets.
So Sami goes for a haluva kick onto Daniel Bryan. He moves and sends Sami's leg into like the corner, like the the corner of the pods. I did think in this chamber match that they did do some spots that you don't really see, like using parts of the chamber more as a weapon.
Yeah, there's a part where like Sami Zayn and Cesaro top of Jey Uso's pod whilst he's still in there, so like punching back and forth and uppercuts, and then Sami like tries to climb away like along the chamber, like
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Spider-Man, and then Cesaro like takes chase and then like kicks him down, and then you see Cesaro like does pull-ups on the I thought that was funny.
In the original chamber, the chains were above the pods as well. So I can't remember one chamber, but someone had gone up top, and then I think Jericho was in the pod underneath, and he pulled the legs down to stop him, doing whatever. Yeah. I kind of think I prefer it the old way, but I suppose this way is a lot safer.
Yeah, that's true.
So Corbin hit a choke slam on Daniel Bryan. Then Cesaro, he hits his Cesaro swing onto Corbin. They did this spot on Smackdown as well, but he was struggling to get Corbin to spin. And he does it a little bit, stops, and then he goes for an advert break, and then come back and he's just doing it fine. And stuff like that in WWE, which really annoys me. Like, it annoys me when, I know we're going a little bit off topic, but you're watching like a Raw or SmackDown, and say Sasha Banks will throw, just randomly, say like Carmella into the steel steps. Ooh, what's going to happen when you come back from the break, and then you back from the break, and then in the ring, Carmella's being shouted to lie down. I can't remember if it was Sasha Banks or sorry,
Banks.
But exactly, like just what you saw before the break does not like continue into the thing.
But then it did with the Cesaro one, and now you're complaining.
What?
Well, you're saying with Cesaro swinging King Corbin, he couldn't do it. Then they went to break, and he was doing it fine.
Yeah.
So, and then you're saying, so that's like following on as if it's like still going on.
No, I mean because he was doing it, but then he couldn't do it, so he dropped him. But then when they come back, he's doing it like, don't remember that he couldn't do it before the break.
Oh, right, okay.
That's more what I was meaning.
All right. Anyway, so Corbin gets eliminated by Cesaro with a sharpshooter.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he was out so soon, actually.
Yeah.
So the next person out, it was Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn tries to form like an alliance with him, saying, we've got history, we're friends, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we're not poster boys.
Yeah.
What a compliment.
Kevin Owens just sends him into the pod.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn's just so like funny. He was like talking trash as well when he was in his pod a little bit. Like he was talking like even though he's in his pod, in this bulletproof glass pod thing, like I could hear him more over Michael Cole and Corey Graves like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Michael Cole, he really annoyed me in this pay-per-view. We'll go into that a bit later.
I do like when Kevin Owens like doesn't go with Sami Zayn's plan and he like goes to throw him to the plexiglass and Sami Zayn's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That was really funny. There's a point where all three men are in the corner and Kevin Owens goes just Sami Zayn, Bryan and Cesaro all get like a cannonball one at a time.
Yeah, Cesaro he hits his like throw uppercut, because I can't remember what it's called. Like he just throws him, uppercuts him.
Yeah.
Which I think is an awesome move. I always remember the first time I ever saw that, we were going down to London and I was watching it on my phone.
What were we going to London for?
When we were going to Ibiza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember like I was watching SmackDown on the bus and like who's this guy who's, I think he was fighting Tyson Kidd, and I remember just seeing him throwing up and uppercut him and like
Like, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this. So yeah, he does his throw uppercut onto Sami Zayn. Then Bryan does his running knee onto Cesaro, and then KO hits a pop-up powerbomb onto Bryan. There's lots of like quick, fast action.
Yeah,
there was. In one sense, it was a bit hard to try and take notes, and
but it looked good. Like it.
Oh yeah, if you were watching this with full concentration, not writing notes, yeah. Then Jey Uso is the next out of the pod.
He's the last person now, isn't he?
Yeah, Owens goes onto a pod, hits a moonsault onto everyone. That was a good spot. Then he hits a stunner on Bryan, Cesaro. Then he hits one on Sami Zayn, eliminating him from the match.
Yeah. And then like Jey Uso gets the door and like closes on Kevin Owens' arm.
Yeah, so as Sami Zayn's leaving.
Yeah. Like,
this was really good, I thought.
And then he like gives him some super kicks. And then that was really good.
Yeah, it did look really good. And then he hits his splash and eliminates Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Going back to the door part, there was a chamber, it probably was years ago now. I think the Great Khali had just been eliminated, and they closed the chamber door, but they didn't like lock it again. And I remember Undertaker went to do something, and he just fell out of
I remember you talking about
the chamber.
Before, yeah.
But I remember at the time thinking, "Oh, are they going to climb up the Elimination Chamber? Was this like a plan?
It wasn't a plan.
No, it wasn't a plan. It was just them.
Undertaker's fuming. Yeah. Cesaro does like a flying elbow droppy thing to Jey for a 2 count. That looked really good. And then he does like like a flying elbow.
Oh right, sorry. Yeah. I thought you said like a floppy elbow.
No, flying elbow, droppy thing. And then he gets him up for the to the swing, but he's like near a corner, so he like just hits Jey like either side of the chamber like that. Yeah.
Just thinking about Michael Cole just annoys me. Just because like he's just always like, this is the first time it really annoyed me. Oh, so-and-so's been in this match 30-some minutes, and like he's good, but it's like when you do this all, like you always know when it's a long match because you get reminded all the time, like so-and-so's been in the chamber this long, or when they do a gauntlet match, oh, this person's been in so long, and in the Royal Rumble, oh, AJ Styles is in the Rumble, blah blah blah.
20 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Just, I don't know, it's just a bit annoying.
So there's a part where Cesaro gets on top of the pod and he goes to jump off, and Bryan gets him midair in the midsection, like kicks him midair. That looked really good and brutal.
Yeah, there's a gutbuster from Cesaro onto Bryan from the top rope. Cesaro then hits like his spin, but only using like one leg. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
one leg of Bryan. Yeah, that was pretty cool. And then.
So then Jey Uso super kicks him whilst he's doing that spin with the one-legged Bryan.
It's his splash from Jey to eliminate Cesaro, yeah?
Yeah.
Cesaro's doing really well at the moment. I just hope...
It keeps going.
Yeah, because his contract was coming up apparently, and he did re-sign. So now it worries me that now he has re-signed. Like,
they're going to drop him again.
They're going to like just go...
Yeah. Which is sad, isn't it?
So now it's down to Jey Uso and Daniel Bryan. So this is actually... my prediction, Daniel Bryan against your prediction. Jey Uso, if you saw the predictions that we did. Which this pay-per-view was very hard to do predictions for because we didn't know what was going on with the Asuka match. We didn't know what was going on with the United States title match. Then Sasha Banks match got added like 2 days before. Yeah. So yeah, predictions-wise, it was very hard to do this one.
Did anyone who won the prediction thing?
I won. Because I got this one match right and you didn't.
And that's it?
Yeah. We both got the United States Championship wrong. We both got the main event right. And obviously we didn't predict Sasha Banks' match because we didn't know about it at the time. Yeah. And we both predicted Roman Reigns would retain his championship. Okay. But back to the chamber match. So yeah, we're down to Jey and Bryan. Jey goes for a splash off the top rope. Off the top of the pod. Bryan gets his knees up, which looked really good, and then he hits his running knee onto Jey for the win.
I'm surprised that they didn't fight for a bit longer at the end. Like I feel like the ending came quite quickly, really.
In both chambers, they didn't mess around.
No, it was sort of quite quickly.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Which
they're doing it a bit like a Royal Rumble in a way, I kind of thought, because normally, when you get down to the last two, they fight for quite a while, whereas I thought it's made me think more like a Royal Rumble. After you just eliminate someone, you eliminate someone else straight away and you win.
Yeah. I'd rather have a bit more suspense, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Just a little bit, like just a smidgy bit more. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree. I'm just surprised you say that because you're not an actual fan of like really long matches.
I know that, but like all I thought was like I couldn't believe that the match was over so quick. Like I just thought even an extra minute or two. Like I'm not saying like a 20-minute match afterwards. Just meant like a bit more like. Maybe I was more invested because of mining yours
maybe
thing.
You didn't have like hope for longer.
Yeah.
So now Roman Reigns makes his way to the ring. It's going to be Daniel Bryan against Roman Reigns. So Roman, he kind of thinks like this is going to be really easy. He thinks goes for his spear, but Bryan manages to reverse it into his yes lock.
Yeah, like straight away. Yeah.
Straight away, yeah.
But like he muscles out of it, doesn't it? Eventually,
yeah, he powers out,
and then
strikes him down for a little bit.
Like dominates him, doesn't really, like with like, punches and all sorts.
Guillotine's locked in, and Roman Reigns wins. Daniel Bryan doesn't tap out though; he passes out, which I did really like
because it makes him look stronger, still, doesn't it? In a way.
Yeah, definitely. So then after that, Edge runs in and he hits a spear on Roman and points to the WrestleMania sign. The fireworks and everything come off. And this is why Michael Cole started annoying me here, because he's explaining to us what's happening like we're idiots. Like, does this mean that Edge is now going to challenge Roman Reigns? He literally speared him, then pointed at the sign, the fireworks went off. Like,
and then like I think it's in the next match. He's like, so there has been confirmation that Edge has chosen.
It's just like it's like treating us like we're idiots. But then I watched the Wrestle Talk watch along, and while this is all going on, that Louis Dangore's saying, I put money on that this isn't going to happen. And I just thought, what?
It's people like him.
Yes, people like you. But why Michael Cole has to do his job so bad?
So we're blaming Louis for this. This is completely Louis' fault.
Louis Dangor from Wrestle Talk.
Like, it's his fault that Michael Cole accommodates where he accommodates.
Yeah, and then straight after this, there's Michael Cole trying to speak about Bad Bunny and he couldn't get his words out. I don't know if you picked up that. He went, bad blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, oh my god, it's going to be a long show, Cole.
Feel like we can't complain about someone not being able to get their words out when it's something we often do on our podcast.
Oh, no, I get that, but we do this for free. We're not getting paid. He's getting paid all sorts, isn't he? And he's a professional. We've not been doing this for a year. We've said this on the St. Valentine's Massacre. He's been doing this for years.
Yeah, I suppose. That's a good point. Okay, you have to stare at me like that. I can see you staring at me.
I realise how the camera works. Alright. Anyway. So now
next it's a backstage
segment. Oh, I've just done it and I just spit over my words. Damn you, Michael Cole. So Bad Bunny is backstage with Sonya Deville, which makes no sense because Sonya Deville is on SmackDown. He's been on Raw all this time.
I don't understand what Sonya Deville's doing, like a GM or something. Like,
well, she's been helping Adam, not general manager Adam Pearce. She's been helping him make general manager decisions, even though there's no authority figures in the WWE. Just bring him back. Like, I am actually really surprised how long they have actually lasted this out. But I actually am a fan of the authority figures anyway.
Yeah.
So I just think it makes sense. Like, otherwise, who's making the matches and things like? I feel like
it's just chaos otherwise.
Yeah.
That's true.
But then it does annoy me when there isn't an authority figure and then a wrestler just makes a match.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But then Miz comes along and asks what are you doing here, Bad Bunny? And Bad Bunny's like, well, I'm a 24/7 champ. Are you even on the card tonight? Like, what are you even doing here? Oh, that was quite funny.
Yeah, and then Miz pushes him, and then Bad Bunny he proper slaps Miz.
Really slaps him.
Like, it was like a Stephanie McMahon slap. Like the sound was proper good. And then he turns around, and then Damian Priest is there in his face.
What do you think with Damian Priest being like sort of paired up with Bad Bunny?
I think I don't know. I think on paper he doesn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't.
Personally, but I think it is really good for him because Bad Bunny is I think Bad Bunny's been such a good thing for WWE. Been such a draw.
Okay.
Like my videos on YouTube, my Bad Bunny videos seem to get a lot more views than normal videos. So.
Okay.
And WWE's YouTube channel is where the Bad Bunny segments are either the top or second most viewed videos.
Oh wow!
So I think he's drawing more eyes onto the product. Yeah, so we need to remind me about this segment later on at the end because there's something I want to come back to later.
I'm not going to do that. I'll forget.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Well, not that I don't want to. It's just that
You've got a crap memory.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the next match, then we'll move on. So I didn't even know this was going down, but because we don't watch the pre-show. So John Morrison is now in this match,
which takes out Keith Lee. Which this is the second time I've banked on Keith Lee and he didn't bother to turn up, and so no more Keith Lee predictions for me.
I mean, the first time he potentially have COVID, so I think that is a bit different.
That is fine. I will forgive him for this. He needs to give me a reason for this one now.
I don't get it because you see, I got in my notes. So Keith Lee's selling the injury from Lashley, so surely Lashley's going to retain, and it's going to be these two fighting at WrestleMania for the championship. Well, I think I've been terribly wrong. So it's going to be John Morrison now, Riddle, and Bobby Lashley for the United States Championship. I'm not sure we had talked about this before, but what do you think to this United States Championship design?
Hate it.
You hate it?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I hate all the new belts. How about you?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I would say it was the nicer one out of all the belts on the main roster.
Yeah, okay, I give you that.
Yeah.
But I hate it. I think it's awful. I just think it's
all the WWE Championship belts, apart from potentially the NXT UK Championship and the NXT North American Championship.
Yeah, they're both.
They just all look like
yeah,
easy belts to make into toys to get $20 at Kmart.
That's how you do it, though, darling.
Yeah.
That is what you got to do. So I liked what Riddle was wearing, though. His little Evil Knievel get up.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I didn't even say it on commentary.
Well, I turned out from Michael.
I knew who Evil Knievel was without them saying it on commentary, but I dressed up as Evil Knievel for my 16th birthday.
Oh, really?
I did.
Huh? So, I was actually looking forward to the original match. I did think it was a bit strange doing this. Damn it! Just knocked my phone over.
A bit strange. I don't understand why they have to change a match on the pre-show, because a lot of people probably don't watch the pre-show.
Yeah,
it annoys me. I think it's stupid.
If the pre-show wasn't as long, I probably would watch it.
How long's the pre-show? An hour?
An hour to 2 hours, depending what pay-per-view it is.
Jesus.
If it was maybe half an I suppose maybe they are trying to do it a bit like Heat was, because Heat back in the day was a bit like this. They'd show recaps and then have a couple of matches.
Right.
I don't know. I just. Maybe it's me, but I don't know. The pre-show matches just don't seem like it as important.
What else was on the pre-show? Do you know? Nope.
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's not good enough, but okay.
Okay. So.
Shall we get into the match then? There's a point where Lashley's smashing Morrison into the post, proper throws him into it.
Yeah. Something I just thought about as well, that's annoyed me about the show, is when Edge pointed at the fireworks and they went off, right? They showed a replay of that later on.
Right.
So why do we need to see a replay? And it's here with Matt Riddle's entrance, he kicks his flip-flops off. And then they show a replay of it. Well, why? Why?
I don't know.
It's not like something like...
They always do it, though, don't they?
Yeah, oh yeah, they do. I'm just saying, I just don't understand. It's not like when Drew McIntyre threw the Money in the Bank briefcase from the ring to the entranceway, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I get that because it was quite funny.
Right.
But I don't watch Matt Riddle kick his fireworks off, flip flops off, and be like, "Ha yeah."
Maybe people do. You just don't know.
Well, if you're watching this and you like the replay of Matt Riddle or Riddle just kicking his flip flops off, let me know in the comments, and I'll
shut up.
I'll shut up about it. Yeah, but I think it's just
don't hold your breath, guys. He's not going to do that.
It's just stupid. So going into the match. Sorry. I can't even remember what you just said, sir.
I talked about Lashley smashing Morrison into the post.
Yeah, so he's got him in a torture rack and then throws him into the post. I think it's a bit strange as well. No one's really used the torture rack for years, and now Cesaro's kind of using a version of it, and then we see Lashley using it 2 matches quite close together.
Yeah,
it's not a move that really anyone uses a lot. Because obviously it was Lex Luger's finishing move when he was around, and I think. Jackson Riker when he was in TNA's Gunner, I think he was using it.
Right.
But other than that, until like recently. It's not really like come back around. Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of feel like Lex Luger's a bit underrated in some way, so I'm surprised that like no one else has picked up on the moves sooner. But I don't know if I really like. My dad used to always say to me, "It's not really a believable finishing move, because why would it really hurt you?" But I don't know. I've never been in one, so I can't comment on it.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe I should try and put you in one later, or maybe you can try and put me in one later.
Okay, I'll put you in one, shall I?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So after that spot, Lashley he throws Riddle over his head on the outside as well. That I'm not sure if it was meant to be like a suplex or a throw or what, but it did look a bit stiff. I did think, yeah.
And then Riddle and Morrison, they start working together to try and bring down Lashley, don't they? But that Lashley soon starts dominating them both. Like it doesn't last for more than like.
No, it kind of made me feel like it was like watching me play 2K20 against like two other people, and it's just me running, hitting one, and then running to the other one before the other one can get up, then running back to the other one.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would like to see tonight if they did Morrison and Riddle in a one-on-one match for the title. Mm-hmm. But they probably won't do that. They'll probably just put Lashley in it because
why not?
Yeah, you don't get the automatic rematch anymore, so they'll probably do it.
Yeah. Then Lashley with a spear to Riddle in the middle of the corner. In the corner. That was good. That was good, brutal.
Yeah, and so Morrison hits like a spin dive to the outside.
Yeah.
And then Riddle hits his like floating bro, but like he springboards off the middle rope, and that was like a good combination of moves. Some of John Morrison's moves I do like him. I just don't think like some of his moves really are believable that they would hurt in some ways. But that spinning dive, it did look really impressive.
Really good. Morrison with a Starship pain to Lashley for a 2 count. That was a very close 2 count as well. Yeah,
and then on the outside, Morrison is getting like an MVP's face. MVP is now actually legitimately injured. That's why he had the crutch. He takes it off him and gets in the ring. But then Lashley locks in the hurt lock, and then he picks him up and does like a full Nelson slam. But yeah, then Riddle, he gets the kendo stick. He breaks it over.
Not the kendo stick, it's a crutch.
Yeah, crutch, sorry. I was just seeing if you were paying attention. Hits Lashley with it. Lashley then goes to the floor. Then he hits Broderick onto Morrison and wins the championship. I was genuinely surprised.
That he won, yeah.
I didn't think he'd win, considering he seems to have been fighting the Hurt Business for so long and not getting anywhere. So I didn't think they'd put the title on him.
Do you think they're supposed to put the title on Keith Lee and then change their mind?
Maybe. I'm surprised. I don't know. I saw Lashley going into Mania with the title. Like.
Alright.
Yeah.
Apparently not, though. Apparently not.
I just feel like WrestleMania is the right time to have a heel lose the championship.
Yeah.
So, I certainly don't want to see him winning back at Mania.
Yeah, it seems a bit pointless.
Yeah, and I do think he's had a good title run, really. I feel like, I think the belt looked good on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. I just don't really know what they're going to do now.
I mean, like the presentation of the Hurt Business, I think, has been really good.
I do like the Hurt Business. I don't like when MVP wrestles. I'd rather him just be the spokesperson, but we've talked about that before. I really don't like MVP wrestling. He's very good on the mic. He's very good at the whole manager position.
I also
he gets out his shitty ring gear, and I just think, ugh.
We didn't bring the swear jar in, did we? You just made me think.
Next time.
Well, you don't even bring money to the stream, do you? Right. So,
well, am I supposed to start bringing my purse with me?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe the Jeff Hardy Cup. The Jeff Hardy Cup should be the new swear jar.
Okay. Pop on the side. I'll pop a pound in. Thanks. Why do you put it in front of me?
Because you're the one that does all the swears.
Okay, so I'll put a pound. What are we going to buy with the money that ends up in there?
New cursed.
A new what?
Cursed.
Oh, thanks.
Right, so going into the next match, so it's Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So this match
really annoyed me.
Yeah, I didn't really get... Considering... I was actually quite looking forward to this match, but...
just doesn't make... Like, it came out, obviously, that the whole...
No one really looked any better.
It did, but It just came out of nowhere. Like there was just no need for it. Obviously, there was that segment on Smackdown, on the ding dong thingy with Bailey.
I quite like the ding dong show. Though.
I like the ding dong show, and Bailey's good, but I just don't see why would Bianca Belair, who needs to pick somebody to fight at WrestleMania, then team up with somebody who she might fight with and maybe win the tag? It just doesn't make any sense. I just don't like it. It annoys me. I don't like the women's tag team championships just because
there's no credible tag teams.
Yeah, and it just annoys me. And it just keep throwing people together, and to me that makes it have no credibility. And I just think either use them properly and get some women's tag teams and make the proper tag teams, rather than just keep throwing random people together for the fun of it. It just this was the only women's match on the card, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what a pointless bloody match it was.
I would have rather seen them go up against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah, just something else.
But they are. It is this Wednesday on NXT. They are going to NXT to fight for the championship. So that really, it's just a booster rating, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But them titles need to be in NXT, I think.
Yeah. It just really angers me that I can't get my words out. It's just stupid. It's really stupid. I don't understand why they even brought them in, because it was never enough tag teams.
I think Sasha and Bailey were a big, they wanted them and they wanted to elevate them, but then obviously they took the titles off them
quickly.
But at least when they did lose the titles, lost to a real tag team like the Iconics.
Yeah, no, I like the Iconics of them, but there's not enough going on. It just doesn't work for me.
They should have brought the titles in when you had if the Iconics were together, the Bella Twins were together, Sasha Banks and Bailey were a team.
Right, squad, it just...
Yeah, Absolution were together.
Really annoys me. There's just... What women's teams are there actually, official teams?
The Riot Squad.
That's it.
On the main roster.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. They do feel like a team now.
Okay, so 2 teams.
Yeah.
Stupid. Makes me angry. Don't want to talk
about
that.
Sasha, Shayna and Nia, they're not a real team. They're like a Franken team, aren't they?
Yeah, it just makes sense. It just really annoys me. It really annoys me.
So before the match, this is when Michael Cole explained to us what Edge pointing to the WrestleMania sign meant. It meant that we're going to get Edge and Roman at WrestleMania.
Now, did Louis then go? Was he that's what it meant? Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
You'll have to watch it and make sure he does. He might still question it. You never know.
So there was a backstage segment. There was Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair with Kayla Braxton, and then Reginald turns up saying that that he's going to have the best champagne on ice from Wayne, blah 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 blah. So the whole point of Reginald is to make Carmella look more make her look better.
Yeah.
Be her psychic or whatever.
Sommelier.
So where was Carmella?
It feels like he's turning on her and going for Sasha Banks. That's what the story seems to be going like. But why?
Carmella's new gimmick is so much good. I think she's got a chance
so much good?
Yeah, so much good. Yeah, English. This new character is so better than the old one. So good.
Yeah,
it's so good than what she was doing before. Her matches are so good as well.
Better quality, but okay.
No, they're so good.
Okay.
And they're focusing on Reginald. It's just
makes no sense.
Yeah.
Oh, this whole thing, it just infuriated me.
So yeah, I just didn't really even get into the match at all. Really, considering
what's
I really
the point?
I really want to see Bianca and Sasha fight.
Yeah.
At Mania, but this just didn't interest me at all. Really.
Fuming.
So going into some of the spots in the match. So Belair, she plants Shayna with a frog splash. No, sorry, she plants Shayna Baszler in the middle of the ring. Then Sasha hits her frog splash. Sorry.
Yeah. I do like Sasha's gear in this.
So you got one positive.
One good thing.
I really didn't like Nia Jax's attire.
Yeah, it was okay, but I really like Sasha Banks's.
I thought she looked a bit like a squash butterfly. So yeah, there's a KOD onto Shayna from Bianca Belair as well. But Jax, she pulls her out of the ring. Samoan drop from Nia to Bianca Belair. And then Reginald comes down with his champagne. He gives it to Sasha.
To attack or something.
Yeah, she meant to hit someone with it. Something then the referee sees. And then Nia hits a Samoan drop onto her for the win.
Absolutely pointless.
Yeah.
Waste of my time.
Why is Reginald like in the Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair storyline? I don't know. Unless it's showing seeds of Sasha turning heel, and she's going to have Reginald do it against Bianca Belair. I don't know. And something else that really annoyed me. I know this was kind of sound really negative, but I don't think it was this week. It was the week before, maybe. Sasha Banks was going to their back, and the Street Profits came down because they were making their way to the ring, and they were dancing with Sasha Banks. It's just like, why would you be doing that when your wife is going to be like taking the title from her?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Do you even like know your product?
I don't know. It's just infuriating. Ah!
So now it is time for the Raw Chamber for the WWE Championship title. So it's AJ Styles going up against Randy Orton, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, the champion, Kofi Kingston, and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton are going to start the match off. So there was a bit of back and forth between Orton and Hardy. Nothing really noteworthy. Drew McIntyre came out first, which
surprised me.
Yeah, surprised me really.
Well, I guess in a way, but then he's always like, I'm going to defend my title, blah blah blah. You know, he's pulls that sort of thing, doesn't he? So really, it's probably not. Surprising.
I did think he would start the match off. Actually, I thought him and Randy would start the match off. To be honest, he throws Hardy's like head into Kofi's pod, and then you hear Michael Cole say, the cameraman got hit. And then you hear Drew say to the cameraman, well, I told you to move. Oh, that was quite good.
Yeah. The next in the match was Kofi.
Yeah, Kofi comes out and
very quickly
he rolls Randy Orton up and eliminates him.
Surprising.
That was surprising, yeah.
But then Orton, in his anger, he does an RKO to Kofi and Jeff.
Yeah.
And then AJ's like, I want to get the match now because he wants to take advantage of them being down, and Omos pulls the plexiglass off the back of the pod.
Yeah, which I did think this was a really good spot, something we've never seen, which is really hard to do these days. But the only thing that I didn't really get was, surely if his timer hadn't gone off to enter the ring, surely is he a legal man to make a pin? Do you know what I mean?
That's true. I don't know.
I just didn't get that. Like, does that make sense? Would he be a legal man or not? Like, I don't know. And then also, the time never went off and landed on his pod where he should have come in either.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that would have just made more sense.
Yeah.
Do you know?
They should have done that, but they didn't. They just sort of went straight to
Sheamus.
Yeah.
I just thought, I did like it. I just thought you could have made it make a bit more sense to us fans that are so stupid we don't understand what main event WrestleMania is going to be. Do you know what I mean?
So the details and the small things, darling. Anyway, but so then he comes in and then Omos gets sent to the back, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's so big, Omos, isn't he? Like, he's just so...
That's his character.
Yeah, he's just so big. And, like, it's strange, like, this is, like, his third, like, role in WWE already. Because he was, like, the giant ninja.
Yeah.
And then he was the security guy.
Security guy on Underground.
Yeah. I hope that, like, he's someone that's going to be able to actually work, like, in the ring. Because sometimes the big people are just so big they can't actually do much.
Yeah.
So I hope when he does get his time to shine, he can actually wrestle.
Yeah. Interesting to see what happens.
So yeah, AJ's now in the ring. He does try and eliminate Kofi, but he kicks out. Tries to eliminate Jeff, but then he kicks out. Drew suplexes Kofi later on into like the change. Like he suplexes him and then just like drops him.
Yeah.
Like I thought that could have been a bit dangerous. You
Mm.
see, at one point there's like a visual of Sheamus. Like he's not even looking at the ring; he's looking away.
Yeah.
And when I first saw that, I thought he could win. You know, like I did think like because he was looking like so serious. Like again, I just thought this could be like a tease.
Tease for a win.
That he's gonna win. Yeah. So then Sheamus he comes out. So then it was a bit hard to like explain. So Drew he hits like a suplex. So like a few minutes later, obviously after being wrestling for a little bit,
Yeah.
like in the turnbuckle, and
Drew hits a suplex on Sheamus, and then whilst hitting that suplex, Jeff and AJ do like a joint powerbomb onto Drew. So like the suplex and the powerbombs would all happen at the same time.
Yeah.
That's how to explain it.
And then Kofi he's on top of the pod and he does like a false splash kind. Like he's not like he just like jumps backward and it's just like Yeah.
Almost like he's jumping into a pool, isn't it?
I like it when he does it in the ring, like on the ropes, and he does it to the outside, because it kind of, I don't know, like visually, it just doesn't really, I don't know. Like when the hard camera's there,
Yeah.
and he does it falling backwards, it like the visual's just so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, then
Sheamus gets a bro kick onto
Kofi, eliminating him.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy hits a twist of hate onto Sheamus.
Twist of what?
Hate.
Is it?
Yeah, because Matt Hardy has...
Twist of fate.
Well, it used to be, but I do believe, I might be wrong, that Matt Hardy actually has the trademark for the twist of fate. So now they call it the twist of hate, I think.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. And then he hits one on Drew, then AJ. There was lots of times in these chamber matches where one person got to hit the move on this person, this person, this person, which I do like. It's just...
A bit repetitive.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Mm.
I do like it, but I don't like it at the same time, really. I just don't want to sound like too negative. I feel like I've been a bit negative when... there was bits of this show I did really enjoy.
Yeah. Jeff then goes to the top of the pod and does a whisper in the wind onto Sheamus and Drew. Yeah.
Because he's going to go... I think the idea was he was going to do a swanton onto AJ, but AJ rolls away. Yeah. Then he sees Drew and Sheamus, and then he... I did... Like, that makes, like... Kind of, like, sense, like...
Because then he does go and do a swanton bomb onto AJ just after that.
Yeah. Mm. And then as he gets up, which I did think this was really good, Drew hits a Claymore to eliminate him.
Yeah.
Like, when things like that happen, it reminds me of... there was, like, a United States Championship match to determine a new champion. And Rob Van Dam had done, like, a frog splash onto... I can't remember who the person was. But then, might have been John Cena, maybe. And, like, he holds his stomach as he's selling. As he gets back up, like, Booker T hits his, like, scissor kick.
Right.
I remember that thinking, like, that's, like an opportune time to do it. Like, that's what I thought, like, here as well.
Yeah.
Like, just, like, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's not too, like, choreographed and you think, oh, well, that was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It seems more organic.
Yeah.
Then AJ goes to do it. Well, we think he goes to do it a springboard 450, but he sort of, like...
You see him question himself, I think.
Yeah.
He's just on that rope, just
a second too long, and then Turner does a senton.
It's like a senton bomb, isn't it?
Yeah, onto Drew. And then he goes to does it again and gets a 450 splash.
Yeah.
Onto Drew for a 2 count.
He made it work though, considering it didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be one of the people like, ooh, he messed it up when, like, I can't, like, walk in a straight line. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. So.
But, like, I'm just, like, Edge is just so good in it.
He is. It's like he knew that doing, like, the 450 then maybe wasn't the right thing, so let's make it look... Do something else look good and I can do it in a minute.
I think that there's that second you can, like, he knows that he's not going to make that 450. That's why he just makes into a senton, I think. Sheamus hits a clothesline off the top rope, which looked pretty good, I thought. Onto AJ. Drew hits a future shock DDT onto him. Goes for a Claymore, but Sheamus hits the bro kick, and then AJ hits a phenomenal forearm onto Sheamus, eliminating him.
You're right, Michael.
I knew you were going to say that. AJ then goes for the phenomenal forearm onto Drew, but Drew hits a bro kick in air. This was a good visual, I think.
Yeah.
For the win. I did think both chamber matches were really good. I do think I preferred the first one.
Yeah. I would agree, actually.
I did like both endings, though.
So then, we were like, we knew that there was like 5 more minutes left, didn't we?
Yeah, because I like pressed pause and it said 4 minutes, blah, blah, blah.
So we all sat there and we were like, oh, what's going to happen? We're like, oh, who's going to debut or who's going to come back or something? And we were like making all these exciting plans. I think this is Bobby Lashley come down and we were both like, ugh.
Yeah, what were we actually saying? I can't remember what we were saying now.
I said about
an NXT call-up.
And I said Tommaso Ciampa. You said John Cena and...
Oh, it could be a John Cena return, yeah.
Yeah, you said something else as well. Who did you say?
I honestly can't remember now. But we were very excited.
We had like big plans. And then it was just Bobby Lashley. So then he comes down.
Yeah, I think we might have missed like a backstage segment or something.
To make this happen.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe if we'd like left the room to make a cup of tea or something, but like, because when I was watching the Wrestle Talk, doing their watch along, because they just do like a 30-minute like best bits, it sounded like they were talking about something that happened backstage that we missed.
Right.
So yeah, maybe we were just out of the room for that second.
Yeah. Whatever, we just missed it. So anyway, we were so disappointed by it. So then he comes down and he like...
So we're both like, Lashley!
Yeah.
Like,
he spears McIntyre and attacks him.
Yeah, gets in the hurt lock, hits full Nelson slam on him. And then I was just a bit like, well, what
was the point?
Yeah, what's going to happen? Because surely they can't go off the air like this.
They don't.
And then the Miz, his music hit, and I didn't see it coming at all. Like, I honestly didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I had thought about the Miz a few times because they mentioned his Money in the Bank earlier on in the show. I can't remember, but during one thing, they're like, oh, I Miz has his Money in the Bank. I was like, oh, yeah. But yeah, so he came down, I was like, ooh. And then you were like, oh, he's not going to win, And what happens?
He did win. He won.
A
skull crushing finale, yeah.
So your reaction was priceless. You were like...
I didn't see it coming at all. I honestly didn't. Even, when he was talking to Bad Bunny earlier on, and, I thought, oh, yeah, it's Mr. Money in the Bank, but I didn't think he was going to cash it in later on.
Yeah.
I just did not think that at all.
Is that why I was supposed to bring Bad Bunny segment back up?
Yeah.
Because I had to remind you and I remembered.
Yeah, so, how good would it be if tonight on Raw, I know I've already said this about Miz match, but how good would it be if we got the Miz and Damian Priest in the main event for the WWE Championship?
Oh.
I'm not saying that Priest has to win or anything, because WWE love to do their DQ finishes, so I can imagine Morrison would do something.
Do something to make it DQ,
yeah. But I think the plan is that it's going to be probably Bad Bunny and Damian Priest fight Miz and Morrison at Mania.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like this would be a good opportunity to do something like that.
Okay.
And talking about Bad Bunny drawing more eyes to the company, say Damian Priest with Bad Bunny in his corner going to fight your WWE champion in the main event. Sure, that's going to draw more eyes. Surely just the Miz being champion is going to draw more eyes because people are going to be like, what is going on? Do you know what I mean?
What is happening? Is it 2021? Yeah.
And I listened to a JR podcast back in October time. It was a full one about the Miz, and at the end he did say, I don't think the Miz would ever be WWE champion again. I remember at the time feeling I probably do agree with you. I do really like the Miz. I do think with there being 2 championships, he's got more chance of doing it, but I didn't actually think he would. So he has done it. I am pleased for the Miz. I just don't really want to see him going to Mania with a championship.
I'm very interested what happens from here.
Yeah.
I might even watch
Raw
with you.
Really?
Watch a highlight section.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you don't want to put yourself through that. I don't know what I do.
3 hours is a bit long. I do have a life.
Mm.
Anyway,
yeah.
So what do you think to the show? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
No, I think it was a thumbs up, really.
My worst part was the women's match. That whole thing, angers me. I'm going to say one of my best bits was definitely the Miz, just the shock of it. The first Elimination Chamber match, really enjoyed that, and then this Miz bit as well. I think it had the shock factor. Didn't see it coming. Probably, I bet a lot of people, that's an unpopular opinion, I bet people are fuming that the Miz has won.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're going to be absolutely hell on.
The Wrestle Talk people were proper not happy at all.
Oh really?
When I watched their live reactions, yeah.
So
I just normally I like to think I'm quite wrestling smart. I kind sometimes watching it and I'll say to you oh, so-and-so's going to run down here now and do this and they do.
Yeah.
But this, I honestly didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah, I agree.
So in a way, I'm kind of pleased because I like to be surprised,
even if it's crap.
Well, it is and it isn't.
I don't think it is. I like it, but
I can see why a lot of people are unhappy with it.
Yeah, I can, but I think it doesn't make Drew look too crap because he has been in an Elimination Chamber match and then he did get attacked and then Miz came down. So I feel like he had a lot of.
I prefer Drew losing the title to the Miz the way he did than him losing it to Randy Orton at Hell in a Cell. Just because I just didn't see the need for him to lose the title, and then he won it back maybe 2 weeks later. What was the? I don't know if maybe they changed creative or something, but I just don't see the point why they did it. Imagine if Drew had been champion all this time and then lost it now.
Yeah.
I think it'd have been an even bigger deal.
Oh yeah.
Because Michael Cole could have said, I know you want commentary for Raw, but that's me being a dick.
Swear jar.
No, dick's not a swear word.
Yeah,
no,
what?
He's not a swear word.
In that context, it is.
No, it's not. It is not a swear word.
I feel like it is.
Well, if someone comments in the comment section and says dick is not a swear word,
comment and say that he needs to put in the swear jar. That's what you need to be doing, people.
Dick isn't a swear word.
I'm gonna get somebody to comment and tell you that it is. I've got just a person in mind.
Oh, nice one. Yes,
You've lost your train of thought, haven't you?
Yeah. Have you got anything else to add?
You were talking about Michael Cole that wasn't on Raw, about how he would have said.
Oh yeah, he would have said, Drew McIntyre was a champion for like 302 days or something like that. I don't know how long he would have been champion for. And now the Miz has beaten him. Do you know what I mean? Like they could have had that stat of him being a champion for so long and the Miz ending it.
Yeah. Hey ho, they didn't though. So.
Is that meant to be a Miz reference or?
No, it just came out.
Yeah, well, that is it from today's podcast. So you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at TheMan Games. Send us a message if you want something, talked about on the channel. We can do that on the podcast show. Any questions or anything like that as well, get them to us on there. Or just let us know in the comments. And yeah, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you have your notifications turned on so you know when our content goes up. So we're not actually sure what we're going to do for the next podcast. So check out on Saturday and you'll see what it is.
We'll find out.
So you've been watching The Man
and The Wife
Podcast. Thank you for watching.